over here, this is the box cars that we came in with. And over here, as we came out from the box cars, was the assembling of the people right here. And that's where Mengele or one of the other doctors performed the selection. Now, when the selection took place over here and the groups were divided, we were just ordered to walk, or we didn't know which direction, which one is going where. My column was ordered to walk right here, this way. As we were walking here, this line, we were guarded on both sides by assessment with machine guns and dogs. And we were walking, as you can see, that long walk there into the unknown. We just kept walking all the way to the very end, and that's where the tragedy begins over there. That comes back to me even after so many years, what took place here. When they came and people and the gas chambers were busy, which was practically on a daily basis, the people sometimes you see were sitting in what's called the waiting area until there is room for them in the gas chambers to be able to go in and to be killed. And so this is called Brzynki, and that's they were sitting and waiting. The waiting room, can you imagine? The waiting room to be taken in to be killed. Oh, there's so many stories to tell from here. If this area, if these three, if this ground, if that ground over there could only talk. What took place on this area is just unbelievable, undescribable. See this here, these bricks? Crematorium 3, Crematorium 4. This was Crematorium 4, and this is where they were bringing up the bodies. The people that were working in the crematoriums were hardened prisoners that were working in every single day, and they knew what was going inside. And sometimes they even worked on bodies of their own relatives. But they said the hardest and the most difficult thing was when they had to do a transport of children. When you had children walking up, little children, up till probably about 10 years old, and when they also nicely, quietly helped them into the gas chambers, and those little things were crying and screaming for their mothers. You know how little children are. And then when they closed the doors, they were banging, the little kids were banging on the walls, on the doors, screaming for their mothers. And Sergeant Moll throwing the gas, and quite little by little, the noise inside quiet down, and one by one they lay down there on the cement floor and went to sleep. This was the oven, right over here. That was the narrow walk to the bunks. The bunks were located like this, 3 tiers high. Right about over here was my bunk, where I was laying over here. When the trains arrived here, we came out from the trains. My family was murdered, my father, my mother, my 7-year-old brother, and I was here, and then in 1944, at the end of 44. And this is a very good thing that the people are doing, that bringing you here. Well, it is to learn, so the young people can learn and know what took place, because you are going to, with all your beautiful faces, you're going to be the leaders, the future leaders of Slovakia, and leaders of the world, the United Nations, the leaders of the world. And you might have in the future the power to prevent a place like this to exist. So again, it's an honor for me to speak with you, to meet you. Enjoy the day, enjoy your life, and go home and tell your parents, your families, what you learned, what you saw here. And remember that only good people can prevent a catastrophe like this, what took place here, from happening again. Learn what you see and remember what you learn. Thank you very much. Thank you. I still cannot imagine today that this is the truth, that this is what happened here in the 20th century, in the heart of Europe, in one of the most culturally advanced countries, that people could commit such atrocities.